Hi guys, Ms. Shearhart here, and today we're going to be learning about naming amines and amides. These are our carbon-based compounds that contain a nitrogen group. They are derivatives of ammonia, so as we know, ammonia has 3 hydrogens. If we replace one of the hydrogens with a carbon group, we have a primary amine. If we replace 2 hydrogens with carbon groups, we have a secondary amine. And if we replace all 3 hydrogens with carbon groups, we have a tertiary amine. To name an amine, we look at our longest carbon chain that contains the nitrogen, and we add the position number and the amine at the end. So this one here with 4 carbons is butane 1 amine. If we put the nitrogen group instead on carbon number 2 of the exact same chain, it becomes butane 2 amine. Here we see that we can also have groups coming off of the nitrogen. We specify that by putting an N dash instead of a number because they're coming off the nitrogen. So here we have an N-ethyl, N-propyl, hexane, 1 amine. So this is carbon 1 of the main carbon chain that contains 6 carbons, and the nitrogen is in carbon 1. Okay, here again the nitrogen has methyl groups on it, so this is N-dimethyl butane 2 amine. And we have to remember some of the common ones that have benzene in them have their special names, like phenylamine is also called aniline. Okay, so now we're going to look at amides. So amides have nitrogen in them, but they also have the C double bond carboxyl group in them as well. So when we have the carboxyl group in a carboxylic acid and it's replaced with a nitrogen group, we can replace, depending on if we replace with ammonia or if we replace with a primary amine or a secondary amine, we're going to get a different result. So here when we replace with ammonia, we get a primary amide in water as our product. If we replace with a primary amine, we get a secondary amide and water as our product. And finally, when we replace with a secondary amine, we get a tertiary amide plus water as our product. So to name an amide, we have to look at our parent chain and we put the ending amide at the end. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is automatically carbon number 1 because it contains the C double bond and the nitrogen group. So that's how we know we have an amide. So this is butane amide. And then when we put it together, it's read butanamide. Okay, and example 2, off the nitrogen, N-ethyl, and then here's carbon number 1, pentanamide. Okay, here when we have the nitrogen, we have a methyl group off the nitrogen, and we also have to look out here because on carbon number 3 we have an ethyl group, and that comes first alphabetically. So this becomes 3-ethyl N-methyl hexanamide. And again, I'm putting the 3-ethyl before the N-methyl because methyl is coming second alphabetically. So it's coming, this branch is coming before the N. Okay, and finally, phenyl methanamide. See you next time.